You shameful little mouse, you scared those ladies. The first visitors to our national forest this month. Someday, you'll meet a cat that's lost his hearing, and that'll be the end of you. If Robert Burns had heard of you, he wouldn't have written every poem to a mouse. We sleek at Corwin, Timrose, Beastie. Oh, what a torment in thy breasty. We need not start away, say hasty we bring with rattle. I way be late to rid chase thee, we murdering cattle.
What was that big roar? Someone gunning the engine of a truck. I hope, otherwise there's a lion on the loose. Don't be crazy. We're in Europe. Somewhere. I said we should bring a compass.
One more breath out of you, and I'll get the murdering paddle.
Sir? Oh, bonjour. News, sommaise, avec American Express. Maze, news, sommaise, perdu. I bet we crossed into Italy. Signor, circa la via? Could be Switzerland. Achtung, ich weiß nicht wo ist.
I speak English.
You Europeans speak so many languages.
I'm afraid I speak only English.
You're a tourist too?
No, I live here.
But this is...
Fenwick, the Duchy of Grand Fenwick. Our sovereign is Duchess Gloriana de Toth.
We're really lost. We rented a car this morning in Nice, which is in France. And we have to go back. We take the evening train for Paris. We left the car to do a little bird watching.
Birds? I've written a book about birds. Perhaps you've heard of it. Migratory Birds of Grand Fenwick.
I've never heard of Fenwick.
You're in Grand Fenwick. This is our national forest. I'm the chief ranger, Tully Bascom.
Please, which way's the road?
Well, wouldn't you like to see our forest? It has a variety of trees and a waterfall 20 feet high. And there's a haunted oak where a mad woodsman is supposed to have hanged himself.
So does the park in Peoria, Illinois.
Our country also has some beautiful vineyards too, and there's a very nice castle.
We might miss our train for Paris. We've hardly any time for major sights.
I can take you on a quick tour. Don't mess up the country just because it's small.
How small?
5 miles long by 3 miles long.
I suppose it's one of these tax haven places. Lord, excuse me, a bunch of left tables.
The Duchy of Grand Fenwick was founded by a roving band of English bowmen just before the discovery of America.
That's very
The
interesting.
father of our country, Sir Roger Fenwick, came to France with Edward III and stayed on later to form a free company of his own, with which he won the duchy. Our flag was first raised in the year 1370.
What does your flag look like?
The story goes that when Sir Roger was still a student in Oxford, he discovered that a yay could be turned into an A, and vice versa. So Bishop wanted a word
But the flag?
a double-headed eagle. From one beak, the eagle is saying, yay! And from the other, nay.
But why would the king of France...
Charles the Wise.
Why would he let him get away with it?
Twice Charles sent on expeditions, and twice they repulsed, thanks to the power of the English law.
But after that? Yeah, what about the next 5 or 6 centuries?
After that, no one seemed to bother with us. Charles had the good fortune to establish his duchy in an extraordinary location, and as a result...
What's so extraordinary about it?
No oil, no coal, no iron, no precious metals, no waterways or harbors. It's not even near any trade routes.
No wonder you're left alone.
Oh, it wouldn't take me a minute to point out a few of our native birds.
How can a country 5 miles by 3 claim native birds?
How can your city of Baltimore claim an oriole? Well, the only bee who can really pass out the nationality of a bird is the bird.
Okay, you've got birds. Anything else?
An excellent wine. The news was okay. It's early export. Pinot Grand Fenwick.
Hey, I've heard of that.
Connoisseurs treasure our Pinot, and it's a good thing.
I saw your advertisement.
Oh, it's never advertised.
But I saw it. We must get back to the road. Ooh. Yay! Or
Yay! That way. Just walk straight.
sorry we can't take time for your country too. Maybe you can find it.
Next, go. Let's see our field mouse. It's small like our country, but...
Goodbye! If you're ever in Peoria!
Go ahead, give him a scare.
Mommy! Faster!
Yes, here. The one time I asked you.
Tully!
What is it?
What is the castle?
Me?
There's a meeting of the Privy Council called by Gloriana.
But why would they want me?
It really must be an emergency.
You're sovereigns and 22-year-olds, you never know what to expect. I used to see her when you talk. Now it takes an emergency.
Tully, if the meeting should be about our wine production, do you think you could put in a word for modern methods? A little automation?
Automation?
This tramping on grapes, it's so hard to get off. And you go around a couple feet.
say it's too bad that Tuan Kanamandra has to debate policy with Mr. Benter, the descendant of a simple yeoman.
A simple yeoman who comes to exert broad peace over the castle that we are now sitting in.
Your family has managed to mention that fact at every parliamentary election since the 15th century.
This isn't the first time that we've tried to suggest a practical solution facing the problems of Grand Fenwick.
An idiotic solution!
Sir!
A preposterous proposal! I can't blame it, dishonest!
The Duchess Gloriana the 12th. Long live Gloriana.
Long live Gloriana.
Pray be seated. Rest the mace of office at our table of state, Your Highness. We have called this emergency meeting to allow both leaders to speak before we reach our decision.
My lady, I would like...
You may bring additional pomegranates.
Yes, Your Highness.
Before we became your Duchess, we were limited to one pomegranate for Christmas. If neither party can solve the financial crisis facing Grand Fenwick, I may have to go back to that. Perhaps give them up entirely.
But my lady, pomegranates?
That will be the throne's contribution to the general austerity. Your contribution will be a bit more severe, Uncle. Just, for example, the pastures containing your show horses. They'll have to be turned into turnip fields. As for your
Your
horses,
Highness, oh, that's it, bravo!
as for the recent fringe benefits according to your constituents, they'll have to be cancelled. Along with my pomegranates,
Never.
we appreciate your concern. Our population has risen in recent times from 5,400 to 6,000, but our sole source of outside revenue, which derives from the sale of Pinot Grand Fenwick, has remained constant. We no longer have enough foreign exchange to pay for the import of necessities. We recognize David Benter, Esquire.
The only way that we can increase our revenue is to increase the supply of no. Since we can't grow any more grapes, we'll have to add wine.
Shame.
The addition as little as 10% of water to the fermentation vat would make the duchy self-supporting again.
Delusionist!
I, Count Mountjoy, consistently against all forms of progress, represents the anti-delusionists.
My lady, through water currency, which is the custom of many large nations, cheats a man of his wealth. But to water wine cheats a man of that for which he accumulated his wealth.
Meanwhile, our people go without needed goods because we can't pay for them. Not unless we add 10% of water to the wine.
Why stop at 10%? Suppose the deficit is greater next year. Will you add more water?
Only if necessary.
You see the inevitable result. Our wine discredited and the total loss of all foreign revenue.
Most of our wine is sold to America, and I'm told they're more concerned with the brand name rather than the content.
Perhaps the American dealers have already caught wind of your shameful scheme. We haven't started receiving the orders for our usual vintage.
Even when we get the normal orders, they're not going to solve our problems. But perhaps you're about to propose some brilliant solution. What alternatives suggested by the anti-delusionists?
I suggest that those who had added water to Pinot Grand Fenwick would cheapen any work of art in the world. They'd put the Mona Lisa on a postage stamp, and then use the sublime words of our immortal bard Horace Benshield to sell cigarettes.
Uncle, don't you have a plan? What do other nations do when they're short of money?
Issue a new but limited series of coins or stamps, which are bought at high prices by collectors.
We've issued so many new series. It costs more to put out than we get in return.
I've been reading a bit about these things, just dabbling. I noticed the Americans give away lots of money.
Precisely. Which brings us to my plan.
You'll apply for a loan.
It isn't that easy. You see, most American help is given to countries in danger of being taken over by subversives.
Subversives? But we don't have any subversives. Our people own their own land and they don't want some commissar telling them how to farm it.
That's why we have to set up a subversive party.
Oh, never!
Just for the purpose of staging a few demonstrations, which we'll publicize. Then we'll apply for a loan.
But we could never pay it back. We'd have to give up some security and all we have is our land.
I understand the Americans are extraordinarily reasonable in these matters.
I noticed the same thing in my reading. They're very different from other large powers. For some reason, they're perfectly content with their own land. They don't want anyone else's.
You have been reading.
Well,
simple-minded, non-political backwoodsman.
You're sure he'd be safe?
I've already sent for him. You can judge for yourself.
The pomegranate, Your Highness.
There.
Tully Bascom is outside claiming he's been summoned to this meeting.
Tully Bascom?
That's our man. His main interest is birds.
I know. Show Count Mountjoy and Mr. Venture to the antechamber. See if they're provided with refreshments. Then bring in Mr. Bascom.
What, Your Highness?
You want us to leave?
It was suggested that I judge this backwoodsman for myself.
But I insist on being present.
You have permission to withdraw.
Yes, Your Highness.
My meaning is it clear, Uncle?
There's such a change coming over you.
I've just started reading, that's all. When they were putting my portrait beside that of my ancestors, it occurred to me that not one of them has ever failed our people. The problems may not have been so severe, but they preserved our prosperity and independence for over 600 years. I should feel a bit foolish if it should all end now.
These matters are extremely complex, and to speak frankly,
They should be entrusted to a girl whose main interest is pomegranates. But they are, Uncle, and you have been asked to withdraw.
what is it you've been reading?
A book left by a young tourist from America. It had an oilcloth cover marked Poli-Sci 2.
Poli-Sci 2. Charming.
And also a book on government I found in the library. A sort of how-to book.
Italian?
Full of practical do's and don'ts. A little drastic, but I don't think I'll have to use it.
Machiavelli?
That's the one.
Your Highness, I'll present your request.
So, that's what you've been reading. It's almost like school again. Only there's no one to tell me what to do.
Why, Father? You're the Duchess!
Maybe I need a little vocational training.
What for? Our country is a very little, complicated place.
I'm beginning to think the whole world is a complicated little place.
When your father was still Duke, you were a lot more fun. Remember when we used to climb trees and play crates and kick games in the forest? You built a huge birdhouse and you wouldn't let anyone have
For a colony of swallows. I wonder what Tully Bascom's like now.
You haven't seen him?
Well, a duchess can't go traipsing around the forest after a backwoodsman who wouldn't even take the time to come to the castle.
I've gone riding in the forest, but I haven't seen him either.
I think you better help entertain Count Mountjoy, Mr. Venter.
But I'd rather...
See that they have some pastry with their tea?
We're excused. As you say, Highness. Tyrant. Tully Bascom, Esquire.
Hello, Lord. Your Highness.
We haven't seen you recently.
The royal we. That's when I stopped seeing you when you started calling yourself a we.
We? I only do it sometimes.
I assume that if you wanted to see me, you knew where to find me. The National Forest had 4 visitors today.
Once I built a birdhouse. I don't suppose it's still around.
For a colony of Fenwigian Silvertail swallows. I've kept it repaired. I didn't know it was you who sent me.
Actually, it was Count Mountjoy, but I decided to speak to you myself. It's about politics. I was wondering if you'd be interested in forming a new party of subversives.
Subversives? I'd rather not, thanks. Their philosophy doesn't work out too well, especially in agricultural areas.
I'm glad to hear it because I wouldn't want the party to actually be successful, just to appear successful. Say the Americans will lend us some money.
In order to save us from the subversives,
We've lived courageously and honorably for 6 centuries now, but times have changed against us. It isn't enough anymore for us to have good intentions and mind our own business. We have a serious trade deficit, and if we can't solve it, we'll be forced to surrender our liberty and our traditions. We'd have to unite with some other nation in order to survive.
do you love Grand Fenwick so much, Glory?
Don't you?
It is our earth and our air. I suppose our mountains still hold the same mist at twilight, and you can still hear the same ringing voices in the valley, but I'd rather die than belong somewhere else.
Then you'll pretend to be subversive
And even if the trick were to be successful, we wouldn't be saved. We've had sold our honor. We had deliberately defrauded another nation. A very generous one.
But they're big and rich. They can easily spare us a small donation.
They shouldn't be victimized just because they're rich. It's as dishonorable to rob a millionaire as it is a widow.
Your principles are magnificent. Meanwhile, I've got to save the duchy.
You can't do it honorably. It isn't worth saving.
Mountjoy was right. You're simple-minded, non-political backwoodsman.
Right, it is.
Holly! What am I gonna do?
Your ancestors always rose to the occasion. If there's anything to ready, maybe your eyes to this one.
Any concrete suggestions?
Since there's a demand for Pinot Grigio in America, and since the supply is limited, why don't you raise the price?
I'm not even sure of the demand. We should be getting the orders for the new vintage, but we haven't received any yet.
Is that why we started advertising?
What?
In a magazine from America. A man with a beard saying, "It's the wine of connoisseurs."
It must have been Count Mountjoy. No, wait, there's something wrong with the label. Look.
Pinot Grigio.
Fenwick? Not Fenwick. They've used our label, our picture of the castle, our special shape, the bottle, everything. They call it Fenwick.
They certainly fooled me.
Here's the fine print. Product of San Rafael, California, USA. At half our price.
That's why we're not getting any orders. They've wrecked our economy.
What's the honorable thing to do now, Tully?
A formal letter declaring an immediate end to this fraud and prompt reparations.
They won't bother to reply, then what?
If these just demands can't be negotiated, we'll have to enforce them.
How?
There won't be any surprise attack. Our first step should be a formal declaration of war.
Against the United States of America.
Yes, make certain there's no misunderstanding. We'll send it registered mail. Return receipt requested.
We've no factories, no weapons, no resources, and only 6,000 people.
But we're in the right.
Stop being so simple-minded. Just consider the consequences of such a war.
But if they won't negotiate honorably, we'll have to enforce them, regardless of the consequences.
Which are that we lose. If you would study a little recent history, you would realize losing a war with the United States would mean that history show this has to be considered carefully.
You'll reach the right decision. And I offer myself as the first volunteer.
Hey, stop Count Mountjoy, Mr. Benter. You may help solve our problems, Tully. I'll excuse you now to your duties.
Thanks. I must get back to my business. It was good seeing you again.
Could you remember how simple life used to be? You're lucky. You can still spend all your time in the woods.
Your Highness.
Well, was I right about him?
Yes, completely.
And he'll do his simple best with the rebellion.
No. He convinced me your plan was no more than a trick and it would besmirch our honor.
Besmirch our honor? Let's get back to watering the wine.
I'm afraid that wouldn't help, not now.
Did Bascom propose a solution?
In a way. Uncle, how long has it been since we went to war? Well, please be seated.
A little over 500 years ago, with France. The decisive battle was fought in the Pass of Pinot. There were 400 under the double-headed eagle of Grand Fenwick and a little over 1,200 French. They made 3 charges down the Pass of Pinot, but the arrows of Grand Fenwick were loosed with such courage and devotion that 700 Frenchmen were killed, and our losses were only 5 bowmen.
No war since then?
The Battle of the Pass of Pinot settled for all time the sovereignty and freedom of the Dutch.
Then I hope we're not too out of practice. We may soon be at war again.
What, Your Highness? War?
A cheap imitation of our precious Pinot is being manufactured and advertised in the United States. They completely stolen our market with it.
No!
But that's outrageous.
They're so rich! With abundance on every hand, why would they?
They'll beggar every man this is really true, they'll have to be stopped.
Mr. Bascom has convinced me if they ignore our protests, our next step will be a formal declaration of war.
War with America?
Exactly.
Now hold on a minute.
Let's not lose our head.
Bascom must be mad, completely bereft of his senses. He should be locked up as a raving lunatic.
It's hardly necessary to say that we lose such a war.
It's hardly necessary at all. I'm quite aware that we lose.
But think of the consequences.
Mr. Bascom has convinced me our national honor requires this course of action, regardless of the consequences.
What is it you're getting at?
We were just saying that America doesn't behave like other nations. Where other countries hardly forgive anything, the Americans forgive everything. Where other countries hardly forget a wrong, the Americans rarely remember one.
But what does this have to do with some pointless war?
If I'm remembering my history book correctly, there are a few more profitable undertakings than to declare war on the United States and to be defeated. It's no sooner drawing a surrender document than the United States is issuing over food, clothing, money, building materials, and technical aid to the former foe.
Such as, yes, it never occurred to me.
And to avoid wrecking the former adversary's economy, they extend favorable trade agreements and generous credits. And that's just the beginning.
You're sure about this?
Just recent history.
She's right. We declare war by Monday, be vanquished by Tuesday, and rehabilitated beyond our wildest dreams by Friday night. I confess I distrust Bascom. The man has flashes of genius.
Actually, the being defeated part of the plan is mine. Mr. Bascom's idea is to win.
He's even more idiotic than I thought.
He's so simple-minded, yet he believes the right can prevail over any odds. It's an attitude that served us when the French charged down the Pass of Pino. An attitude we'll have to assume with Bascom and everyone else.
Yes, quite right.
But if anybody knew our true intentions...
Exactly.
Our first step will be an official protest. If they refuse to make restitution, we shall take whatever measures necessary in defense of the realm. For the duration of the emergency, I'm dissolving Parliament. For our battle cry, I suggest the appropriate slogan. Forward, regardless of the consequences. Attend to me while I draw the documents.
Miss Johnson, I'm in a hurry.
Right with you, ma'am. Ma'am, I checked you get on any of the flights between Washington and New York City. But why did you go with the president on his plane?
It attracts enough attention from the President of the United States who suddenly flies to New York. If the Secretary of State goes with him, not to mention the General in charge of security on atomic energy, the press will know something is up.
General Snippet already left. He took a military plane.
We go separately and we don't meet until we reach Kogan's laboratory at Columbia. That's how times have changed. An eccentric physicist refuses to work anywhere but Columbia can suddenly summon the president. Any communications that can't wait?
No. Country's threatened by some more subversion, but would we want to send more money?
We're all threatened by a lot more than that. Kogan's actually called the president at 3 a.m. this morning saying, I finished the experiment, Mr. President.
You think? Worse than the H-bomb?
Don't even talk about it to me. Let's see here. Aspirin, biocarbonates, buffering, and 3 kinds of tranquilizers.
For you? Or for the president?
We could use a little tranquilizing. You wouldn't happen to have anything, say, Pontiac Michon from today's mail?
No, but the boys in the press room are up to their tricks again. They managed to get another one of those crazy communications onto the mail desk. You know, one of those with the double-headed eagle saying, yay, and nay.
I guess 3 protests and then a warning?
This one might be the president. This one's a declaration of war.
To the President, Congress, and people of the United States of America, greetings. Whereas the Duchy of Grand Frederick has been a sovereign and independent nation since its foundings in 1370 AD, and whereas the principal support of the
malign and unwarranted and unjust and persistent and planned action of aggression against the duchy. Therefore, be it resolved, the Duchy of Grand Fenwick, having taken all steps it can to remedy the matter peaceably, does here and now and by these present declare that a state of war exists between itself and the United States of America. The signatures follow.
The signatures follow. Gloriana the 12th, Duchess of Grand Fenwick. I can imagine a reporter dreaming of a name like Gloriana, but these other two signatures I don't understand. D. Benter, leader, Delusionist Party, and Mountjoy, leader, Anti-Delusionist Party.
Do you think the president might get a kick out of it?
He's a little too edgy right now. I'm a bit edgy myself. I better be off to Columbia.
Ma'am, what would you like me to do with this, declaration of war?
Whatever you want.
I don't know whether to frame it, file it, or send it to the New Yorker.
What do you suppose the professor's got hidden?
A foolproof plan for perpetual motion? I could be surprised if these research only they're not running Columbia for the students anymore. Professor Kokins is canceling lectures. The way I hear it, the government's trying to get him out of Columbia completely. We're lucky to have Professor Kokins at all. It's just that I was counting on him. I promised my mother I'd win the Nobel Prize before I turned 30.
Thank you, students. Thank you. Now, hurry along.
Professor Kokins, will your regularly scheduled lectures be starting again soon?
The lectures have to be rearranged again. There's a numbers on the bulletin board.
Is everything all right?
Exactly.
In case that I was sweeping the usual mess in your quarters. They're on the way now. 3 of them.
You're not supposed to know. You're a very spooky housekeeper.
Oh, I prevented the Russians. Your sandwich from the delicatessen. Thinking of all who was coming, I could pick up some cold cuts, some potato salad, and a few dill pickles.
They're not expecting a smorgasbord. Pastrami?
This, if you'll excuse the expression, Russian dressing.
Professor Kogan.
Yes, yes, please come.
General Spivet, charge of security. 2 members of my staff.
So glad you could come.
And who? What about?
About Mrs. Reiner? She had one over to the Russians.
What?
Not serious. She never leaves the Bronx. She's a member of my staff.
Oh, Your Honor.
Afternoon, sir. The correct salutation of Mr. President.
Mr. President? Excuse!
Why don't you send out a press release? Good to see you again, Professor.
When I called on the special line this morning, I didn't realize it was so early.
I told you to call the moment you had something.
Sir, anyone could walk in here. It isn't just that the university is in the middle of New York City, but the only security is a student monitor in the hall.
Professor Kogan's finds the atmosphere conducive for research.
With results to prove it.
General, these 2 whacks always with you?
Right, so, I'm ready.
Daughters of some influential senator and you're seeking to get a soft assignment?
Certainly not. I don't believe in that sort of thing. They're my daughters.
Perhaps you would stand outside the door if you would like Central.
We love Century Diddy. He never lets us do anything. We keep applying for transfers.
If we would take your seats, please.
Here?
No. Over there.
Yes, of course.
Ah! Don't be silly, I'm Secretary of State. He's going to get a taxi.
Let's proceed. Sit over here. We have to find out just what it is you completed.
The research. The mass difference of the nucleus is the greatest energy!
Mass difference?
Having to do with the amount of energy released once the nucleus is split?
If you get into details, you'll either be confused or get the wrong impression.
In simple terms, what is it?
Quantum.
They'll call it the Q-bomb.
Quantum is a form of hydrogen that hasn't existed in the universe for 1 billion years. When I say form of hydrogen, you realize I speak to the layman.
Still speaking for the layman, what is its particular effect?
That's the point. Quantum is probably the substance that first engineered the flame of the planet. You realize they're still flaming for millions of years after the quantum is exhausted. Turned to a denser form of nuclei, that is. Of course, the quantum of the sun has burned up eons ago.
But what does it do?
Let me put it this way. You can say that quantum started those potential fires. But to the best of our knowledge, no quantum still exists in the whole of space.
Then what's the point?
Except in this cylinder.
This is all.
Perhaps in the universe.
What could you do with such a tiny, I mean as a fraction?
Somewhere in the area of 2,000 square miles. Perhaps more. You know how scientists are. We never can be sure until we try.
2,000?
It's no danger now. Completely harmless. Until I fit into this small detonating device I have to design especially.
He should be sent to stage business before he starts fooling around with any detonating devices.
I told you I will not be Columbia.
No reason why you should. What's the difference? There's no such thing as a safety system.
The body of peace. I told you all you have to know. Now I go back to my laboratory.
One precaution, Professor. I'm putting General Snippet here in personal charge of security. I'm sure he'll be tactful, but we have to take a few minutes steps.
Do what you must. I'll keep you informed on that special line.
Professor, just so I'm completely clear, the actual effect, if
If someone was so insane as to detonate the body, the effect? How about you'd expect if the sun were to keep the contact with its different mirror for, say, 100 billion some seconds?
there won't be any old-fashioned declarations of war after this. Anyone with a Q-bomb fires one shot. It's over.
Speaking of declarations of war, the funniest thing happened today at the State Department. We actually got one of these declarations of war with double-headed eagles saying, yay, and nay. Maybe some other time then.
We've got work. General, from now on, your only responsibility is Professor Coates.
I'll take this back to his laboratory myself. I'll set up headquarters just off campus.
You're not to interfere with his work, but remember, our lives depend on absolute security.
Yes, sir. You two whack on the double. Debbie, Jill.
Take care of assembling the full cabinet. Send military units.
Any specific agenda?
I want new approaches to a full group international agreement for getting rid of these things. And we better discuss a new policy for shelters and air raids. They may not save many, but we have to dig deep for strict compliance with safety measures. Let's start off with a test drill in New York. Go all out, make an example, crack down. Instead of treating the alert like another coffee break, let's treat this one like an air raid.
Air
It couldn't possibly.
Of course.
I thought let's wait to Claremore to do something. This planing's driving me crazy.
You're driving everyone crazy.
I'm sorry. I had it to myself. That's as I crossed over into France to inquire to answer the American consulate. They didn't just laugh. They got ball. They told me I could come back anytime I wanted to play charades.
Perhaps we haven't quite risen to the occasion, Uncle.
If they won't pay any attention to us, what can we do?
We can invade.
That'd show them. Serve right.
Exactly. That's why I've decided on it.
What, Your Highness? Invade the United States?
Itself,
No, hold on a minute. A thing like that could get them very annoyed.
but then they'd be aware of us, wouldn't they, Uncle?
But have you any idea what a small expeditionary force would cost?
We're in this war to win money, not lose it.
Meanwhile, they've stolen our foreign export market, cheat us out of it completely, and they won't even answer protests. We'd have to sit around here discussing alternatives until our people are starving.
An expedition?
It's the only way to make our plan work. Even a microscopic invasion would give them such a shock. They'd assemble overwhelming military power against us, forcing our immediate surrender. Then they'll start feeling embarrassed. After all, we were such a small country and we only had a little complaint. They might be more generous than usual.
But they might be very upset if we do that.
Not only that, suppose the leader of this demonstration gets caught. What if he figures our plan away? What then?
Why, it has to be someone obviously sincere, yet so simple-minded he believes he's out to destroy the U.S.
Nobody can be that simple-minded. Nobody can be that completely. Sad.
Tully Bascom, can you report on progress?
I've assembled the first volunteers in the courtyard and some townspeople gathered too. Your appearance on the balcony will inspire everyone.
But the details of the invasion.
I completed a plan. It may give us some chance.
I'm glad you feel that way. I've appointed Tully Bascom High Constable of our expeditionary forces.
The obvious choice, Your Highness.
Hold on, I want to know exactly what he'll do. Invade, drive the war home to the enemy. There's just one point to be settled.
What point?
How do we get there?
We could send them on a tourist liner.
Third class. They are soldiers.
A tourist liner from a neutral nation.
Well, what are we supposed to do upon arrival? Go through customs and present ourselves to the U.S. Immigration Department?
Small boat we can charter as our own. I'm sure something could be found in Marseille.
An ordinary Marseille fishing boat fits right in with my plan.
Tell us how you'll prevail.
The situation suggests a commando operation with light automatic weapons. We'll infiltrate Washington, D.C. either at night or in disguise. Since their capital is full of dignitaries, we'll seize the highest we can find and bring them back to the Potomac where our boat will be anchored.
But if we ask for ransom, they'll be furious.
We don't want ransom, we want justice. I'll demand an impartial investigation of our grievances and prompt reparations.
I'm not sure I like this plan. It worries me.
Nonsense. It's a wonderful plan. I only want to make a few small changes in it.
We should discuss this in private.
That's going to be necessary.
A few changes, Your Highness?
Yes. Instead of Washington, D.C. with all those dignitaries, a more worthy objective would be their largest city, New York City.
New York City?
Yes, and no disguises. We're not thieves or saboteurs. The boat should display the colors of Grand Fenwick, as should the men, flaunting them as you march ashore proudly in broad daylight.
Doesn't leave much chance for a surprise.
You question your sovereign?
No.
And one more thing. We can't afford light automatic rifles. Instead, we'll depend upon our traditional weapon.
It was good enough for our ancestors.
The job's too big for you. No, I just wanted to be clear. We're to show the colors of Grand Fenwick as we march ashore in broad daylight and attack New York City with bows and arrows.
That's right, Tully.
Let's do our best.
If I had any reservations about this plan, you completely removed
The townspeople are still gathering. They need all the inspiration they can get.
Sounds like half the population is out there, too.
I'm afraid I'll need some inspiration too for me. Would you give me a favor to carry it?
Of course, Tully, anything.
Your scarf. So that every moment of the expedition, you'll be with me.
Tully, I want you to wear it. You don't have to serve our country, but you can serve it different ways. I just want you to know that whatever happens out there, it's for Grand Fenwick.
And Gloriana will do our best. Come.
Your music and music station, broadcasting from the Empire State Building, New York City. The Department of Defense has asked me to repeat the regulations for the Special Air Raid Drill. Just to remind you of the main points, the drill will begin with the usual siren alert. No one is to leave whatever place he or she may be in at that time, other than to go to an air raid shelter. Cars and buses are to be abandoned, and the passengers are to go to the nearest shelter. Ships in New York and adjacent harbors in New Jersey will either proceed to sea or evacuate personnel to underground shelters. Compliance will be strictly enforced. The penalties for non-compliance, the way I read them, they include everything but capital punishment. Before we go back to the music, here's an oddity on the big alert from our news desk. The ocean liner, the United States, reported that shortly after clearing New York Harbor this morning, they sighted what looked like a small French fishing vessel coming in, and they called her on the loudspeaker, informing her that all vessels were forbidden to enter the port of New York today. The warning was answered from the fishing vessel by a flight of arrows. Repeat, a flight of arrows. And I was worrying about all those new bombs.
Give me special reports, over. Special reports, over. This is Tina Mulligan, section 4300, subsection 3, calling from Broadway and 161st Street. I think we're under attack. I know it's just a drill, but I heard something on the street. Came up to arrest them only. No, I didn't arrest them. They were, I don't know what they were. They had metal heads. No, sure, I really saw them. They shot at me. Some kind of supersonic hand missile that made a whistling noise as it went over my head. They must be off a flying saucer. No, I've not been in any saloon. I've been in the subway shelter at Broadway and they're after me. The men from the flying saucer. Over and out.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, Right face! Eddie, Son of Grand Fenwick, I've led you into the heartland of the enemy. We're New York. So far as I can tell, our exact location is the intersections of the roads. Broadway and number 2. Number 161.
161 road. There's even more.
Silence in the ranks.
But Tully, sir, we had the whole harbor to ourselves, and the big river too. Why isn't the enemy in sight?
You've only seen that fellow with a funny outfit.
Yeah, instead of a warning shot, I should have winged him.
Look at the castle.
All those castles, Tully. They'll take a lot of storming.
Anyone too faint-hearted for the service of Gloriana can return to the river and wait with the guard on the boat.
All I said is it'll take a lot of storming.
You'd think there'd be some people around. Maybe there's been a plague.
This New York air sure smells bad.
All the road. Watch it. It's sticky. Maybe it's germ warfare.
Steady, man.
I'm told the natives here chew on some sort of gum. Scatter it all around. I can tell what's happening to people. They finally realized we were in earnest. Probably that ship sent a warning by wireless.
They said ambush?
No, No, they evacuated the city.
Sully, a vehicle coming up the road.
Form up here.
Looks like a military vehicle.
Steady, man.
Yeah, it's full of soldiers.
You two bowmen get forward in position and shoot out their front tires if necessary. We'll cover with supporting ammo. Forward for Fenwick!
Looks like a high-ranking officer.
But the other two soldiers.
Why don't they shoot? Fire!
What have you idiots done to my teeth? Are you fancy dress of a look think you can take on the United States Army? Are you crazy?
He lacks respect. Shoot off his cap.
Hey!
Beautiful shot.
Bring him here!
This is more like it.
Maniac! Psychopath! Tully, these two are girls.
Don't touch me, gangster.
You'll get 20 years with hard labor and solitary confinement.
Why?
Why? You're interfering with an army general on active duty protecting something that, let's just say it affects the security of our country. What are you up to? Filming a television program on William Tell?
We're commencing hostilities with the United States. You're our first prisoners of war.
Stop this foolishness. I have to get back to Columbia University on the double. I'm in charge of security.
A general in charge of security at a school?
I consider this the most important assignment I ever had.
Don't say any more.
About what?
My name is Jill Snippet. My serial number is 65543.
My number is 76621.
Don't be silly, girls. I'm just trying to make these cut-ups realize this is serious business and that I can't be detained for my duties at Columbia.
Fall in, men. We're going to escort the general back to Columbia University.
I don't want an escort.
In line, please. Ladies, go wide. The general's supposed to be armed with something that affects the security of our enemy. The banner of Grand Fenwick advances. To Columbia. Come on.
Is this the university switchboard? Well, you're not the regular. So what if you are the building air raid warden? My housekeeper went out for sandwiches hours ago, and she still hasn't. What air raid? No, I didn't hear. My laboratory soundproof. But a fair floor hasn't been told. But Professor Cogan's, of course. A practice room? Even if it was a real air raid, I couldn't leave my laboratory. And I've got to have some sanity. Let my housekeeper out of that shelter immediately. That was quick. You there, Mrs. Reiner? I've got to keep the whack on duty.
Your makeshift bed and I'm very well, men. You must be Professor Coakins. This is room 201.
Did you meet the sandwiches?
You'll be back for the convention. You're a prisoner of war.
Geneva Convention, prisoner.
Didn't you know we were at war?
They just told me there isn't any war.
The Duchy of Grand Fenwick has just commenced hostilities.
I've been working so hard. I'm beginning to suffer from hallucinations. You are a result of my working too hard. The mind can replicate fantasy. Fenwick. It may also be the result of the vitamin shortage. I haven't been eating very well. No salads.
Come with us.
Oh,
treated. You've nothing to worry about.
I don't keep up with these things. I haven't had time with my papers. Was there any reason for the contact?
Overwine. What better reason?
Overwine. What better reason?
Also, you have to take your weapon.
Weapon? What weapon?
There's a general in charge.
Take no notice. But when General Superintendent, when the General's calling out,
The general's a prisoner of war, too.
the mass attack.
We don't need the ram anymore, so let's figure out whatever he's got left in the room and get it back to the boat.
No, these things are private.
Prices of war, Professor. I'm afraid we're going to have to
Stay back from that table.
Why?
Don't touch. Don't. Careful.
Is this the weapon?
No. But put it back. Gently.
It's nothing, then I'm just gonna... So, this is a bomb.
No. It just needs to be handled very carefully. That's all.
I want to shoot on smash it to the floor.
Stop. All right. It's a bomb. If you drop it, or jar it, or disturb it anyway, let it explode.
Such a small bomb.
If it explodes, it'll blow out of New York. Also, those old museum.
Boston.
Even if there was full of gunpowder, it wouldn't do much more than wreck this room.
Fine, Bristol. No, not now. The general wouldn't have made such a big deal out of an ordinary explosive. But why would you want to make a bomb that can blow up so much?
It's a peace weapon. It's so powerful, it makes war out of this question.
Well, Grand Bank is such a small country, we could use a good peace weapon. Why don't you men get back to the boat and help guard the prisoners there, and I'll follow the professor and our new peace weapon.
So be careful when downstairs.
Let's get along.
It's just that if you should stumble and fall, this part of the country falls with you.
Miss Wilkins, shut the window. It sounds like the parade's coming right into the White House.
Yes, Mr. President?
Still no answer.
Sir, the reviewing stand. If you don't go soon, you'll miss all of it.
My tamper-proof line director Coates isn't doing a bit of good. He hasn't answered all day.
Probably spending all his time in the laboratory. Should I put the regular puzzle
I don't want to go through the campus switchboard. And I put through call to Journal Snippet, and he doesn't answer either. His staff hasn't seen him since the air raid drill.
A real raid could have caused more dislocations. There was even a report of men off a flying saucer.
The drill was too severe. I never dreamed it would cause such confusion.
You should make an appearance at their newsstand. The military is putting on the greatest outdoors day parade ever. It helps restore
I
confidence.
can't leave yet. The Secretary of State is on her way over.
I have a good mind to open that window again to hear the tremendous display you're missing.
Sure, military hardware worth billions, but it isn't as powerful as that much of a certain form of hydrogen. When I say a form of hydrogen, you realize I speak from the language. If that's best to send her right.
President?
I've been hiding out in the site office because it has a direct line to Coates. I've been trying to reach him since this morning.
He's probably cold in his laboratory. Have the FBI look and see.
I brought in the FBI about 4 hours ago, but they're under wraps. It's not only the security, the professor's so temperamental, he might quit on us.
Probably just took off on a few days rest. Listen, Chief.
That would explain General Snippet. He'd go along and keep an eye on us.
Well, if they're both long, I'm sure they'll be together. Listen,
I've already had a preliminary report from the FBI, but it's just trifles. Vandalism at Columbia, your flag around the flagpole, that sort of thing.
I want to see about a peculiar flag myself.
I've got it.
This is all so ridiculous. I don't even know where to begin. A small shield was found in the streets of New York after the drill. It was turned over to museums to see if they could identify the press. They couldn't. So they gave it to the State Department.
So much on my mind.
Please. A Middle European specialist identified
That's interesting, but I've
Mrs.
got work.
Preston. Then I remembered where I'd heard the name Grant Fenwick before.
Never mind, Preston. I'm much too busy to listen to ramblings.
Mr. President, we are at war with Grant Fenwick. We've been at war with them for weeks, and what's more, there's evidence we've been invaded by a force from that country.
You're out of your mind.
I was beginning to think so too, but I just don't know now. What did that flag look like? The one at the university?
Bird with two heads?
It's a flag of Grant Fenwick.
No.
Yes, my secretary is locating the documents for as we speak.
You've seen such documents?
I thought they were a joke. You know how boys in the country are.
So would I. Are these people crazy, or have they got some reason?
Apparently we threatened their livelihood.
We did?
I've had a crash investigation underway since this morning, and we find that their economy depends on the export of a certain wine, and that a winery in California put out a cheap imitation of it, stole their label and everything. They've got a point.
But we're a reasonable nation. Why didn't they try a sensible approach?
We find they filed several valid complaints.
What happened?
Someone sent them to the winemaker for comment. And they were used in a series of ads of questionable taste, claiming that their product was so similar it brought on official protest.
Oh, no.
We don't look very good this time, Chief.
Miss Wilkins, open the window again. It just isn't possible for this country to be invaded by 14th century Europeans.
That is the most independent military team I've ever seen.
That Fenwick country, they can send protests and mail over a few knickknacks, but they never get away with
Sorry,
even...
sir. Cumulus captured just Washington, New York. They said it's the first evidence concerning General Snippet.
I wonder what on earth. But as soon as we locate Snippet, we'll know where Coken is.
What is it?
Where is this now?
Groundskeeper who set up outside of Columbia University.
Thank you. You didn't think that girl was 14th century European?
Doesn't look 20th century Sears and Roebuck. Sir, I'm trying to think what's happened here.
We've been invaded by men with bows and arrows, and they've either captured or killed General Snippet. Miss Wilkins, did they say where this was found outside Columbia?
They set outside of a laboratory building.
Laboratory. You don't think that if they came to Coken's and he finished the work and was spit out of the way,
Chief, that's on Coken.
they get it. Coken's, we'll have to talk louder. There's so much noise in here. Who is this? Who is it? Answer me. Mrs. Reiner, what are you doing on this telephone? Answer me. This is the president. It is asking. Well, how is the professor? He's disappeared. Could you tell me when he disappeared? During the air raid drill. Thank you for calling. How should I know what you should do with them? Eat them yourself.
Sir, should I close the window? The jet bomber from Mason will be coming over.
What's the difference? That tiny little country is the most powerful nation in the world.
Grant Fenwick.
They declared war on us, they invaded us, and they... Oh, no. No! No!
Will you stop it? I am throwing at you.
How can you even say such a thing? Let the professor fix the bomb so it won't be so dangerous. It won't take him a minute.
I beg you again. Only told you no. No, no, no.
Must you guard me so closely?
He was right. Look at our general war.
Stop complaining, Dad. It's embarrassing. Face it, we're prisoners of war.
You call what happened a war?
Silence! I did not
take us from the seacoast back to Grand Fenway?
We'd have enough trouble without trying to explain our prisoners to the bus company. Besides, the bus might jostle our bomb.
Could I make it a little safer?
No, you're not to touch it, not ever.
If they track the Mediterranean, we'll extend passengers to the Alps.
We're being very careful.
Tully, why did we have to change back into battle dress?
Because we're about to march into our homeland.
We've been walking so many back roads, now these woods. How can you tell?
Didn't you hear?
They sound like someone gunning the engine of a truck.
The Fenwickian Field Mouse.
No time for legends, Tully.
Some effect of the wind.
It's real, I tell you. And the only place it occurs is in our national forest.
You and your abominable field mouse.
You'll see. Just you wait.
Did you write when to expect us?
We're under strict security. All I said from the note from Gibraltar was a bit about the return voyage, but they'll know we're all right.
Wait till they hear it landed.
They'll be so proud.
What a surprise.
The first thing we'll do upon arrival is report to Glory Island. Attention! Forward for Fenwick. 1.
After scooping out a river named the explorer Henry Hudson, we headed north to reach the prevailing westerlies and then made a fast Atlantic crossing. Altering course to south-southeast, we made good time through variable winds to Gibraltar. A member of crew will row ashore to mail this letter. Please inform families that all are well. Your obedient servant, Tully Bascom.
The whole letter.
That's it. Sounds like an entry in a ship's log to me.
Mailed at Gibraltar 9 days ago.
But he doesn't even say what happened.
Probably too ashamed. The coward.
We don't know he's a coward.
How else could all of them be so well in getting back here almost as soon as they got there?
What if America just won't go to war with us?
Because Tully did nothing. I always knew he was an idiot, but I thought at least he'd make some sort of simple-minded effort.
I'm sure he did his best.
If we had a radio, we could listen for news. Perhaps we should invest in a radio. I mean, we are at war.
We were bored. If Tully had done his job, we would have heard something from the American consulate in France.
Apparently, Tully wasn't entirely successful.
Wasn't entirely successful. He didn't even get captured. He didn't even get arrested.
You're right. Bascom, I haven't seen you since long ago.
This is a meeting of the Privy Council.
But nothing said about your son reflects on you, Mrs. Bascom.
They've just heard our one returning. They're coming up to the National Forces right now.
You think it's your son?
And the others. It's the history to the light again. Their voices are just as much described. The first sons were returning, victorious from Campino.
Don't speak blasphemy, madam.
Blasphemy, sir?
Comparing our brave ancestors to those craven bunglers.
They're coming! They're coming! They're here! Certain they are men. Did you hear? They're coming! I saw them myself.
Oh, they look so brave.
Listen to the excitement. They must be at the castle.
My son.
They'll tear him limb from limb after the court-martial.
Really, Uncle?
He failed in his duty.
I'm afraid that it's really self-evident.
He would not feel with his duty of grace.
I'm sure we'll find accentuating circumstances.
We'll find excuses, and that's all.
At least let's hear the excuses, Uncle. Let's approach the throne.
Highness, I beg permission to report on the war with the United States.
War? Praising effrontery.
Won't you hear him?
We'll hear your report.
Thank you, Mother. Thank you, Your Grace.
Well, what happened? Briefly.
Briefly, Your Highness, we won.
You what?
After the grand event, return as always, victorious.
Well, let's get straight to the facts. Did you follow orders?
To the letter.
You wore your uniform.
It's a pride.
You marched ashore in broad daylight.
Approximately noon.
In New York City.
The first step location was the intersections of the roads, Broadway and number 161. 161 roads?
There's even more.
Oh, carrying what weapon?
Highness, we carry longbows.
And then you won.
Yes, Your Highness.
Tell us the truth, Will Tatum.
You heard it, Count.
Impossible. Have you any scrap of evidence to support this ridiculous fantasy?
With your permission, Highness.
Yes, the evidence.
Probably some document that's a transparent forgery.
Bring in the prisoners! Prisoners? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1. created by Professor Coggins, but is now ours by right of conquest.
It doesn't look palatable. I'll examine it.
Don't touch it! He will blow up everything!
Silence, and don't faint on parade.
Even if that little box was filled with gunpowder. Yes, that little box couldn't even...
There's no problem! Most of you!
You say that once more.
You must have heard nuclear weapons!
When I was in France, I heard something on the radio.
What?
Terrible.
This is the most powerful, the only one of its kind. The Cuba!
The United States will want it back.
What will they do to us?
Oh, you've asked for it.
What is Dad?
What will they do to us, General?
Same as General said, serial number 44462, and that's it.
What will they do to us, General?
What can they do? You've got the Cuba.
Then, and we did win.
Why, ridiculous fluke.
Pull yourself together, man! Don't you realize what you're saying?
I said you won by a ridiculous fluke.
Our Cuba.
Yes, I wanted to carry to the deep dungeon.
Please, can I make it safer?
No, he's not touching that ever. Are you the one who's giving the orders?
I haven't advocated to you, Tully, or to anyone else for that matter. I said to take our Cubans to the deep dungeon.
You must let me go along and
Silence.
Place carefully on a bed of straw. You'll give your parole not to try and escape. The deep dungeon is so uncomfortable. Show the general this message to the guest wing.
We'll make sure you're quite comfortable.
Norma and Helen, your team, the army ladies.
This way.
And come with your friends.
Private events and so there. These shoes are terrible. I'm only acting page to
We'll proceed to posting of the border guard.
Without asking permission.
With your permission, Highness?
Granted.
Perhaps we should put some straw that all the road that passes by the castle. It may deaden any vibrations that might reach the deep dungeon.
We'll consider it.
You've certainly put us in a fine fix.
Fix.
You might as well have imported an active volcano into the middle of our valley.
The Americans will never buy more wine from us now. Not after this. But we're at war. Yes, but...
They didn't expect you to, well...
What are you trying to say?
They are concerned about the Cubans.
I thought their concern was that my son might not do his duty.
Well, there doesn't seem to be any question on that. Ask them.
Exactly what is the question?
Don't take that tone with us.
I don't understand your concern.
Our concern? You put us at the mercy of that frightful little fox.
Perhaps we should send him back and give up our victory?
That Q-bomb should blow up. It would not only destroy our country, but also the Swiss, the French, the Dutch, the Germans, and the Italians. You deserve the list of air reprimand. Hey, Patriot! Hey, Snarl!
What was I supposed to do? Did you want me to lose?
The Privy Council has to consider the situation. In the meantime, perhaps you'll want to escort your mother home.
Yes. Before I go, I must return your favor. Your favor was comfort and inspiration, Lord. If you remember when you gave it to me, I said I'd do my best. By your leave. I'm proud of you.
Outrageous upstart. His boot's getting too big because he won a war. It was expressly to lose that war.
Yes, but he didn't know it.
I used to dream that we lost the war, and all that money was pouring in from America.
What are we to do now? Rehabilitate the United States of America?
Oh dear.
Think of that.
One of the army ladies was carrying a tiny radio in her bag. She said it had a shortwave band, which means you can hear long distance.
I think I can handle that. Maybe I could get the United States.
If there's any truth to this nightmare, we'd find it in America.
If we were up on the roof, we'd have a better chance.
Norma and Helen, you're to see to the army ladies.
direct quotation of the question put to the Foreign Secretary today in the House of Commons and his reply. The Honourable Member for North West Hampton rose to ask, is Her Majesty's government aware of the reports that the Duchy of Grand Fenwick has declared war on the United States, invaded New York City, and seized a bomb which, according to report, is capable of destroying an enormous area?
Tully told the truth.
The Foreign Secretary rose, and I quote his reply. Her Majesty's government is looking into the facts of the case. Meanwhile, we point out that those intrepid men from Grand Fenwick are of English extraction. There were cheers from both sides of the House. Now, for another example of enlightened non-commercial radio, a recorded discussion of sheep ailments in Western Australia.
Right, in the United States.
Are they so far away?
Well, here's some station.
Historical significance of the event. We continue our commentary in English.
Would America go that way?
The proletariat of the independent state known as Grand Fenwick, subjected to intolerable economic warfare by the capitalist imperialists of San Rafael, California, was united with the workers of the world to curb the bands of serfdom.
It sure doesn't sound like America.
Placing themselves in the vanguard of the proletariat everywhere, they uprooted themselves like heroes against the fortress of the economic royalists, invading New York and capturing the Cuban, with which the barbarous money worshippers sought to destroy civilization.
It's America, they certainly have freedom of speech.
This Cuban is what would be, as a civilized people, refrain from making ourselves, though it is well the skill of our comrade scientists. Now for another example of superior socialist radio, a symposium on diseases of sheep in Western Kazakh.
I think we're gonna have to go to the roof if we want to get America.
Come.
Has the program started yet? Oh, no.
Now, live from New York, by television networks, bring you an eyewitness account of that tiny country, which is now, in a sense, the most powerful nation in the world. This program is also being carried by shortwave radio overseas.
What was the smile?
I'm smiling.
Now we bring you inside Grand Fenwick. What was your first impression of Grand Fenwick?
Sorry. It was nice, but, you know. We particularly want to see Grand Fenwick.
How long were you there?
How long?
A few weeks? A month?
Our stay was all too short.
What brought you there?
A Volkswagen.
No, the reason.
Oh, bird watching. They have many national birds.
A country that small.
Well, the only being who could pass on the nationality of a bird is the bird.
Did you notice evidence of rampant militarism?
We met a man in the National Forest, and he was rampant. He told us they defeated the armies of France.
A mean little country. Well, did you notice anything else?
Their national forest has a variety of trees, a waterfall 20 feet high, and a haunted oak.
So does the park in Patterson, New Jersey.
Oh, one other thing. As we came to the forest, there was tremendous roaring.
Roaring? That's better.
We rushed to where it had come from, but there was nothing.
Let me add that there's already speculation on the possibility of a Fenwickian secret weapon. This strange war may provide our first clue. A transcript of the interview will be turned over to the Pentagon for evaluation. Stay tuned for our public service feature, Roundtable. The topic today, sheep hygiene in West Texas. The transcript to the Pentagon.
Maybe it was a secret weapon.
We're next. The Women's Club, the Y, two high school auditoriums, and the BPOE. Ooh, light schedule today.
Those are so sensitive.
Wouldn't you be?
But such silly suggestions. Give me one play with some paratroopers, Mr. President, and I'll put bomb back in 10 hours.
Technically, we're at war. We use our rights.
Do you want to deal with world opinion? Our own people would stand for it. More than 1 million of them are already wearing big buttons that read Friend of Fenwick. Imagine what a shabby way we treat that country. I'm tempted to wear one myself. stand a chance. Everybody knows everybody in that country.
Then ignore public opinion, overwhelming the lightning military thrust.
We couldn't move any faster than they could touch off the bomb.
You don't think they exploded, do you?
Would you believe that a band of men carrying bows and arrows would come over on a chartered sailboat and invade the United States?
Chief, if one of those men with bows and arrows gives me a willy, suppose they'd make an alliance with the...
I've been monitoring the Soviet broadcasts. They're beaming more transmitters at Grand Fenwick than in North and South America combined.
We have to stop before anything like that from happening.
I'm still open for suggestions.
You'll be eliminated the only alternative yourself.
There's still one alternative.
What?
Super peace.
Why should they sue for peace? They've got the Cubans.
Exactly.
Then I don't
Get
understand.
this the first time. They don't sue for peace. We do.
We, the United States of America.
What else can we do?
Chief, we're talking about a country whose population isn't big enough to make a good gate for a football game. There must be a number of better alternatives.
Time could be running out while we're talking. You give me one better alternative right now, or get on a military plane for the landing field near Grand Fenwick.
What are our terms?
Anything within reason. Tell them that the San Rafael Vino has already been pulled from the market. If you can trade for cookies in the bomb, go the limit. If that's not possible, do anything you can to make sure that the bomb does not fall into the wrong hands. That's the main thing.
Gotcha, Chief.
Oh, and if you can trade for Snippet and his daughters, you might as well get them back too. He's a good hand at bridge anyway.
All right, Chief.
Hey, wait!
Yes, Count Mountjoy.
Don't shout my name. Have you seen Mr. Benter?
He was looking for you. I didn't think the throne room was to be open today.
The best time for real business of the state. Find Her Highness and present my request for an audience.
Yes, Count.
I got your note. I was so upset that I came early. You said the Duchy was in danger.
Passing danger, thanks to us.
We get to send back the bomb?
Undoubtedly, and solving of the danger at the same time.
What other danger?
Don't you realize you're coming back to power?
In Grand Fenwick?
The solutions to these problems are never the obvious. She's cunning.
Deal with what? You haven't told me anything.
Remember the motto of the Mountjoy family?
Defend the duchy through statecraft.
Precisely.
What about your family?
My dearest wish is to continue to serve for the descendants of Sir Roger for all time. But this may not come to pass.
You're going away?
No, Your Grace. I refer to the possibility there may be no descendants to serve.
Why not?
To come directly to the point, Your Grace is unmarried.
She's much too young to think about
Please.
marriage.
The royal line of Grand Fenwick is in danger of extinction.
I'm not sure I want to marry. I can't be thinking about marriage at a time of crisis.
That's the time you should think of it.
Well, I'm not sure. I certainly wouldn't do it because you feel it has political advantages.
The matter is much